R.I.P.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to some live super cool radio. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Thomas. We're here at day 2 of Motoblot, but I'm not the only host for this interview. I have my friend Jameson Donahoe also with me. He's co-hosting this interview, and of course, our guest had a badass set earlier today. They are the Krank Daddies. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Man, all right.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for having us, man.
So I did want to talk about. So obviously, you guys played earlier today. So I'm curious for you guys. How do you put together like a set list for like an event like this one?
Well, I usually look at my bass player and say, put a set list
Write a
together.
set
There's nothing that goes with it, man. You know, I say like, depending on who we're playing with or what we're doing, it's more like if we want a fast-paced show, I said, put all the fucking fat. I'm sorry, can I cuss?
Go for it.
Okay, let's put all the fast-paced shows together. You know what I mean? But then if we're playing with somebody who's low key, then it's like, put a little, a little jive and stuff in there, man. But either way,
baby, drive it.
we just like to play, man. So.
I can tell you guys. I had a great time like rocking out with you guys because you brought some real great rock and roll to kick off day 2. But
Raw ripping rock and roll. I got the mic from him. That's raw ripping rock and roll.
but what I did like about you guys set now you talked about this the intro before the song that it's a gospel, so you guys were originally going to be writing a gospel album, but you created a more of a rock and roll album. So like, how did that come about?
well, I'll tell you, our record label, Horsesucker Records, had an idea 10 years ago. It was right before RC,
On the band.
before RC got into the band, because we always been a raw rock and roll style, the psychobilly, whatever you want to call it. But they had an idea for us to do a gospel record. Of course, me being the stupid guys, we can do it. So through that 10-year period, I wrote one song, and they said, you're never going to have a gospel record. You got to put it on a rock and roll record. So we called the rock and roll record Jesus Use Me. And it's kind of about a young man who's done lots of terrible things in his life. He's hurt some people, he's made some bleed, and he's broke some hearts along the way. And that's how we came up with this song. And I don't know who the story's about.
Not nobody ever to
Could
my
be
left.
me.
It's just a character.
Right.
Okay.
It could be a character.
I mean, I guess I was a little bit curious about that. Like, is it that something where you're just like, oh, I just got to create something, and so that's what came out, or is it like, hey, is this like a message that is like you wanted to get out there? Where does it come from?
Well, I was gonna say like, I don't know if we should get into that. The lawyers might be upset with our.
Be as vague as you want.
Yeah.
Somehow get
Yeah.
around it.
The lawyers might be
Yeah.
upset with maybe somebody's lifestyle.
Some of the story might have come about some things that have happened to one of us in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Our lawyer.
yeah, but it's all right.
Do you have Saul Goodman as your lawyer?
Oh no. Our lawyer is Joel Rabb, the Hebrew Hammer. Joel
Oh,
Rabb.
he's good.
Okay. If you ever need
He's
a
good.
lawyer, go to Joel Rabb, the Hebrew Hammer.
Oh, he's a big.
That's a
boy.
solid tagline. I like that. That's
He's
good.
a big boy, and I'll tell you what, he's probably the biggest Elvis fan in the world. Well,
Oh, my
besides
God.
us.
The biggest fan. Yes.
Right on. Right
Out
on.
there right now, actually. So if you guys ever need an Indian motorcycle, he owns that too. He owns all of it. He owns dealerships and stuff too. So
Multifaceted. I
Alright.
like it. Well, very cool. Very nice. All right. So, focus on you guys real quick because I know we're wrapping this up pretty soon because I know we have everyone's very very busy tonight as well. So, for you guys, well, first off, what's your favorite Elvis song?
Man, that's a tough. You know that
What's
one?
your favorite Elvis album? We'll go
What's
with that.
that? What's that song?
she gave me
about?
a mountain.
a little
done.
less
She gave me a mountain.
conversation, a little
She gave me a
more
mountain.
action.
We're patching
Remember
up.
that one?
We're a patch it up band. Patch it up,
Patch it up, baby, before we fall apart at the seam. But then again, but the one I just was saying
Yeah.
was a little less. What's that?
A little less conversation,
A little more action, please. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
You got to
Well,
get
we
that.
like them all. We're big.
I like it.
I got TCB tattoos right here. Oh, somewhere right back there.
Well, I got the king right here,
Yeah,
but
he is the king.
that's a zombie. You can't see it on the camera, but that's a zombie Elvis right there.
That looks cool. I like it. I like
Thank you.
it.
Thank you.
All right.
We heard you were interviewing Nick from the Beach
We did. Yeah, we
Freaks.
just had him on. Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but his other band, Hillbilly Casino, he was voted Rockabilly Singer of the Year, Singer of the Year.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
The American
Yeah.
Politan Award. Nick got the
Yeah,
American
Jane
Politan
Rose, female Rockabilly Singer
Award.
of the Year.
Nick's an
Great,
incredible
they're great.
He's an amazing.
Well, we're the
vocalist.
Crank Daddies, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
like that
We're
too.
Yeah.
interviewing the Krank Daddies right now.
Buy our records too.
I was curious, how did you guys come up with the name Krank Daddies? Where did that come from?
Well, let me tell you, RC wasn't quite in the band yet because he's more like my granddaughter than the drummer in the band.
It's true.
But,
It's true.
It was but it was more. I'm a little bit older,
Yeah.
a couple of years older than him, so I'm like a daddy, and we like to crank it. We like to crank our music. We like to play it loud and proud, and that's the way we do, baby. We like to roll with it, and we just go with it. You know what I'm talking about? So we're the Crank Daddies.
Like
Does that
he
make any
said.
sense? All right. And I like it, and I like the crap out of it, man. I do.
I'm always curious whenever I see band names. I'm just like, where's that?
Yeah,
I just gotta ask.
Right on.
I've had that name since
1932.
well, in the 1800s.
Yes.
I came up with it
Yes.
in the early, mid to late 1800s. But I'll tell you what, man, I like it. I like it. The Crank Daddies, crankdaddies.net. Don't forget to check it out. Check out the Crank Daddies store. You can buy your T-shirts, your hats, your patches, whatever you need, right there.
What are those pads that you use? We sell those too, right? What's it?
Tam, nothing.
No, not those. The
nothing.
ones for the hemorrhoidal.
Oh, the hemorrhoidal pads. That was our Equate pads. They
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the witch hazel.
We use
They
those.
got
We
witch
sell those
hazel.
too on the website. The Equate pads.
That's right.
Is that some new merch for you guys?
That's now it is.
All right. I think we'll be wrapping up. Unless Jameson, do you have any more? You good? All right. So,
Thank you so
what
much,
is
guys.
the rest of this year looking like for the Crank Daddies?
Busy, busy, busy.
It's busy. We got some really great shows coming up. What do we got? Oh, jeez, I can't even. When I get put on the spot.
Yeah. I don't know because we're busy, and I don't really like look until I say, "Hey, Ranch, meet me at this place so we can play rock and roll."
Right, and around
Get-
November we're
Get
gonna
in the
start.
van.
We're gonna start a new album. It's
And
not
then I
gonna
get
be
in the
a
van,
gospel
you know.
record either.
I really don't know where we're gonna play tomorrow. He
We
just
do
tells me
have
to
a
get
lot
in
of
the van.
shows coming up. Hopefully we have about 4 shows booked up with the band name
9 Pound Hammer. Yeah, we're going out with
And
9
hopefully
Pound
they'll-
Hammer.
They're gonna be happening because they're also a part of
The
Nashville Pussy,
Who's playing tonight?
tonight.
Yes.
They're the headliners.
Yeah.
So you got
Yeah.
shows. You have new songs coming out.
We're definitely going to hopefully start in November recording
All right.
some new stuff. And
What?
yeah,
Sounds like you guys got some great stuff in the works.
yeah,
Right. I am. Yeah.
Cubs fan too, man. All right.
Right there.
dude.
Yeah. I work for their minor league affiliate, so yeah.
Hold
No
on, wait a
kidding.
second. Time out for a second. I think I met you like one time or two before at somewhere, but maybe I haven't.
Well, I think we
That's a super cool thing to happen.
I
No, I really do. Did you go to the Dogs Chicago Dogs game and meet some dude that was there? Some guy that I met that said he's the exact thing worked for the minor league Cubs like affiliates. I swear to you.
really.
Yeah, remember that dude I was talking to?
yeah.
Yeah, I swear. I was like,
Yeah.
it probably wasn't you, but he does too. I don't know his name.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, yeah, it was not me, unfortunately. But now you met me.
Yes.
Now we're good.
I like it.
All right. Well, please check out, support the Crank Daddies. Make sure to see them live when you can. Look out for all the new music as well. Thank you guys so much for
Thank
hanging
you
out
so
with me here on
much.
Super Cool Radio.
And that's
Thank you.
RC, and I'm Chops McClintock, and I like it.
That's right. And for Jameson and myself, Matthew Thomas, thank you so much for watching live Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.